So, this week in the Sacred Gathering, we're going to be doing another table discussion, conversation, whatever it is we're calling these days. So, like always in these recordings, it's not going to be so much my thoughts on this text, but just give us a chance to think through what are the questions, what are some of the quotes we're going to be looking at together. And I don't know, I think it's a fairly intriguing passage. Seems to be going with a theme that we've been talking about a lot at churches, of that God sends people like us into the world despite all the darkness that is out there. So let me go through and just read these kind of questions and quotes. So I'll start us out with actually some kind of questions for silent reflection first, asking these questions. Who are some of the people that have greatly influenced your own spiritual growth? What was it they did or said that was so impactful for you? Do they know how they impacted your life? And how does the idea that you are likely having a similar impact on others make you feel? So here are the quotes and the questions that we'll actually be discussing on Sunday. Christians should not first draw up plans, programs, and means of action and results. When Christians do these things, and it is epidemic today in the church, it is a simple imitation of the world, which is bound to fail. What counts are not our instruments and our institutions, but ourselves, because it is we ourselves who are God's instruments. And because the church and all its members are God's means, they must be this presence of the end that characterizes the kingdom. So we need never to seek an objective external to ourselves, which would have to be attained at the great cost of great effort. All efforts are accomplished in Jesus Christ. Instead, we bear within ourselves the objective towards which God is orienting the world. I know it's some heady sentences in there, but I think it's an important point. So here are the questions. In your own words, what is the objective towards which God is orienting the world? Why must we be careful of plans, programs, means of action, and results? And what does the author mean that it is we ourselves who are God's instruments? The next set of questions come from the Eugene Peterson message paraphrase of Matthew chapter 10, verses 5 through 23. So I'll kind of alternate between a couple of those verses and then just some questions we can discuss around those. So Jesus sent out his 12 harvest hands with this charge. Don't begin by traveling to some far-off place to convert unbelievers. Don't try to be dramatic by tackling some public enemy. Go to the lost, confused people right here in the neighborhood. Tell them that the kingdom is here. Bring health to the sick, raise the dead. Touch the untouchables, kick out the demons. You have been treated generously, so live generously. Don't think you have to put on a fundraising campaign before you start. You don't need a lot of equipment. You are the equipment, and all you need to keep going is 3 meals a day. So travel light. So how does this charge still apply to modern day disciples, all of us? And what has changed in how we approach this charge from when it was first given? Continuing in verse 11. When you enter a town or a village, don't insist on staying in a luxury inn. Get a modest place with some modest people and be content there until you leave. When you knock on a door, be courteous in your greeting. If they welcome you, be gentle in your conversation. If they don't welcome you, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene. Shrug your shoulders and be on your way. You can be sure that on Judgment Day they'll be mighty sorry, but it isn't a concern of yours now. What is the place of giving and or receiving hospitality in this part of the charge? And what freedom is offered here? Are we ultimately responsible for others' choices? And continuing in verse 16, stay alert. This is hazardous work I'm assigning you. You're going to be like sheep running through a wolf pack, so don't call attention to yourselves. Be as shrewd as a snake, inoffensive as a dove. Don't be naive. Some people will question your motives. Others will smear your reputation just because you believe in me. Don't be upset when they haul you before civil authorities. Without knowing it, they've done you and me a favor, given you a platform for preaching the kingdom news. And don't worry about what you'll say or how you'll say it. The right words will be there. The Spirit of your Father will supply the words. When people realize it is the living God you are presenting and not some idol that makes them feel good, they're going to turn on you, even people in your own family. There is a great irony here, proclaiming so much love, experiencing so much hate. But don't quit. Don't cave in. It is all well worth it in the end. It is not success you are after in such times, but survival. Be survivors. Before you run out of options, the Son of Man will have arrived. So the questions are, will our work always be successful? Will our work always be received well? Why or why not? Why do we need the Spirit, the living God, with us as we go about our charge? And what does this actually look like for you and me as we go about our daily lives? So I look forward to hearing the discussion on Sunday.